Welcome back to the Gfinity Arena, where week 4 of the Elite Series is about to begin. Gentlemen, you've seen the players up close. You've seen them as they've come down here. Some looked a little bit more nervous, some fighting talk. Less is more with the Method team, and when it comes to the English words, yes, we're going to win, and no, we're not going to do that. Very simple. How do you see this one going?
Honestly, there are only a couple of travesties in this world. Freddo's being 30p and Reason's win-loss ratio.
Okay.
Which is just...
Oh. They're not 30p, are they?
They are 30p.
Oh, come on.
It's getting worse and worse. But yeah, I see Method taking this in a sweep.
Okay, as a sweep. What about yourself, Johnny boy?
I would have to agree. I think the only chance the Reason have is if they start off this series pretending that they're already losing by 2-0 in games and 2-0 in score. Just go all in.
And what will that do? So they'll have to just go all
Oh, well, if they were losing by that much, they would just throw everything in the kitchen sink at Method, say, well, we got to try something. We just got to be aggressive. We need to score. I think with that mentality, they have a small chance, but only if Method get rattled and then they don't recover.
Okay, well, hopefully they don't have that metal and then Reason will have a chance. I like that, Johnny boy. Shogun. I'm looking forward to this. Look at me. I'm turning. Why am I turning? Good question. I'm about to throw over to the two lovely gentlemen over there. Oh, pristine shirts. I love it. On set. Gregan, what is going on in your world? Are you excited about match 1?
Oh, of course we're excited. I think I speak for you as well. We're very excited. This is what it's all started to come down to now. We're getting to week 4. This is where all the teams are ready. All the teams have had time to play on this lovely stage of ours. They're used to the LAN environment. And I'm expecting some of these teams to really start performing this week.
Yeah, and it's Method who have stepped up over the last few weeks. We saw them in the first week a little bit shaky against Infused, getting that 3-2 loss, which they probably would have been hoping to win. But now they've got Reason, who are the only team to have not won a game. So I'm expecting to see Method quite dominant here, as that's their style of play. They like to just score goals and goals and goals. And Reason, like Johnny said, they've just got to try and be silly and just go for stuff that they shouldn't go for in the hope that eventually they might grind down Method and get a few goals here and there, and then they might win a game. They'll be looking to try and get those 2 games so they can get that point. That's probably what I'd aim for if I was Reason.
Okay, so not much hope for Reason from you. I'm going to prediction you're going with Method then.
Yeah,
most definitely. Let's talk a little bit more about Method. We saw them last week, and we saw the first 2 weeks didn't have the greatest performances, but there were those signs that things were starting to come together. And I felt like last week was definitely that week. We saw some of their plays start to come together. We saw some of those passing plays and the confidence starting to build, starting to get used to this stage. Did you feel the same?
Yeah, so Metzer and Magnus, their main goal when they're playing is to be as fast as possible. And when you're playing on a stage, your brain's just not working as well as it does when you're in a happy environment, which is they're used to doing when they're at home. So when they're on stage now, they've got that confidence. They know what they're meant to be doing, and they play that little bit faster, which is, as you said, they started getting passes in, started getting goals, and that's what we enjoyed watching. And I think that's just going to be a little bit too much for Reason, assuming they perform as they did last week.
Now let's talk a little bit about Reason. No points on the board as yet. Had a bit of a struggling start here in the Elite Series, but you heard some of the talk coming out from them there. Rix Ronde at the start there saying, just get those long clears upfield. Let me do the work. Is that what they need to do? Just believe in themselves a little bit more, a little bit of confidence. Johnny was saying need to have a sort of a mess about play style in the fact that they make things difficult for Method. Is that how they're going to get something out of this game?
Rix Ronde talks a big game. That's definitely something he's renowned for. He's been a sub of some RLCS teams, but he's just not quite that level that I think Method can put on the board. But he does have that ability to step up every now and again, so hopefully we'll see that from him, as he can be an entertaining player when playing well.
Well, it is going to be Method in the blue, and it's going to be Reason in the orange here. In game number 1 of the first series of the day, we do see the ball pushed into the orange. Here comes Magnus trying to get a goal on the board early here for Method, who really did start rolling at the end of last week. It'll be interesting to see if they can carry the momentum from last week into the first game. And just as I say that, Greg, and a lot gets the first goal on the board for Method.
Yeah, you just see Metzer in the corner on that ball so fast. Rix Ronde a little bit lost on the wall, tries a 3-point turn to get back to a lot, but it's just not going to be enough, as they have just been so aggressive in that first 30 seconds. Every time they tried to clear, someone was there challenging, and that is the Method way.
Fantastic start here for Method. Exactly what they would have wanted, as we were saying, carrying on that momentum from last week, but a shot did come in from a Reason player. They're trying to make something happen for his squad, but that one was actually saved as Metzer clears this one upfield.
See those passing plays. If you get a ball in space in the middle, especially that close to net, all they got to do is connect cleanly with it towards the goal, and it's going to be tough to save.
Well, long clearance downfield again. It's going to be a lot with the shot on goal, but Swosix is going to make the save. Clear that one towards the corner. Just relieve the pressure for a moment here for Reason Gaming. Swosix going to have some more defensive work to do here as well. Very low on boost, though. It's going to be up to his teammates to try and do something. A lot with the touchback. Here comes Mets. But no, the save comes in once again from Reason. But once again, Method just look like they're rolling. Looks like their chemistry is really feeling good today.
Yeah, every touch they're making is with intention. They're looking to find each other, looking to find the goal. But there's been a few good saves coming out from Reason. And then if they keep doing that, they should keep the scoreline fairly even. And that's when they get those few aggressive goals, probably a little bit of an overcommittance that might go in their favor. And they might be able to start putting themselves in the lead and start thinking about winning. But it's going to be very tough for them.
Mets going to push this one back into the centre. Swosix does get the touch on that, but here comes the follow-up, and it's Magnus, the man who was scoring goals for fun last week, gets his first one on the board in week 4 here at the Elite Series Method. That's going to be 2-0, and look at that, almost an empty net for him to finish. So
confident from Magnus. Had he missed that, that was an easy counter-attack for Reason, but he just knows if he comes in on that ball, shoots it towards the goal, which he backs himself to do every time, he is going to put his team in the lead even more. 2-0 the score now. Method looking scary.
And this looks like a different Method squad to what we saw in that week 1. They really have come on leaps and bounds. Magnus going to be clearing that one up into the roof. Solutions here, trying to contest this one. It's actually Reason here with the pressure on the Method side of the pitch. Magnus going to go up, and that's actually missed that one. A shot does come in, but Metz is there to get that save on the line there, and the clearance comes in here for Method. They clear that one across field as well, just buying themselves some time to just pick up that middle boost. Magnus here trying to push this one back round, but going to be met here by Epic Solutions, the man with, I'm just going to put it out there, the greatest hair in the Elite Series.
Oh yeah, for sure. Rivaled almost by Metznaros' top bun.
Oh, absolutely.
One of Ariel's favourites. But it is the afro that I think we can agree is the best in the tournament.
Ball going to be pushed towards the Reason goal again. A lot's going to push this one up off the backboard. Magnus trying to make something happen.
Good block.
Off the rebound, but as you say, Gregan, a good block coming in here from Reason. 2 players in the air here for Method, pushing this one back towards the Reason Gaming goal. It's going to be up to Rich Ronde, but a lot comes in and just steal that one away. Epic Solutions comes flying in. It's going to be up. Final player there on the rotation to get a clearance in. We're on board with Magnus here. The pass does come in, but the shot is not good there from Magnus.
Yeah, watch out for a lot on that backboard. He loves to sit there and either redirect it towards the net because he can create some nuts angles, or find a teammate in the middle as he tried there. Just a little bit out of reach of an easy shot, but it's the danger that it produces. As we're just seeing Epic Solutions, Rix Ronde and Swosix struggling to get that ball down into the opposition half and form a strong counter-attack.
It seems like every time it's just a long clearance without reason, but almost a redirect there from Swosix. We saw a doink from him in the previous weeks. Trying to make something happen for his team. A lovely pass along. A lot once again looking to push it off that backboard. Swosix is there for Reason to get the clear. He's going to go into the corner here and steal their boosters, but as he does that, Metznaros is going to steal in and make it 3-0 here with 1 minute and 10 seconds on the board for Method. Break that one down for us, Gregan.
Yeah, Metznaros is waiting on the far side, having stolen the boost of Reason Gaming, and then he just comes flying in from the blind spot of Epic Solutions, who finds himself backwards and just hits that ball hard towards the net. And when you're not expecting a player to come in, they've got full control over the situation. They just shoot it where you're not.
So things panning out exactly how the guys on the desk were expecting. 1 minute remaining, as you can see on your screen at home. That's going to be an empty net, and Magnus is going to pick himself up. Sorry, another goal there. Reason Gaming just trying to commit, trying to get something on the board, but you're going to leave gaps at the back.
I mean, the difference between 3-0 and 4-0, it doesn't really matter at this stage. Reason Gaming have just got to try and find themselves a few quick goals. So if they overcommit at this stage and give up the game even more, it's no different to if they turtled up and tried to defend out. So smart by Reason Gaming, good game sense, but to them it's just such a tough opponent to be able to create goal scoring opportunities against.
Exactly, and even if they can get a goal on the board here in the last 45 seconds, as I say, Method put in a fifth there, that's a hat-trick there for Magnus as well, so he's going to be feeling good getting into game number 2, but of course this is a best of 5, so Reason can get a couple of goals on the board here towards the end of this game, definitely giving them a bit more confidence going into game number 2.
So what you see there is 2 situations where Reason have found themselves incredibly easy to read. What they need to try and do is do what's not expected. It sounds so silly, but if you create opportunities where you confuse your opposition, you draw them in, especially Method, who just charge at everything. Draw a few players in, you open up gaps. So things like fakes, things like early flicks, and just trying to bait out a player can create goals for you.
Reason work, putting the pressure on there, but at 5-0, looks So game one is obviously going to go to Method here, bearing an absolute miracle here from Reason Gaming and managing to find some extra seconds on the clock as well. Metsonoris puts this one up a lot. Once again, going to be down off the backboard. Oh, is that going to go in? It's Magnus again, and there's kind of those flare plays. Pin on the show for us here. Method 6-0, 10 seconds left on the clock. But look at this, Magnus arriving, finds the crossbar. A bit of goal line technology there needed, but that definitely went in, and it's going to be 6-0.
You just got to think from poor Epic Solutions, he's on his own, and he sees the ball flying around him. A player just hiding up behind him on the backboard comes down and redirects it towards a teammate. You just do not expect that kind of positioning. But these guys are creative. They find new ways to do it, especially a lot. He's been one who's going on the walls, the backboards for years now. That's his style. He loves to do it. And Method entertaining us with that first game, and it's Magnus the man with the goals.
It was indeed. It was 4 goals actually at the end there for Magnus, so fantastic start from him. We saw last week he really was the one who was putting those finishing touches on everything that was good for Method. Great performance from them. I mean, it's really good to see them coming in so hot. Game number 1 in the series. We've seen in the previous weeks maybe a couple of the teams that were first up, those first game nerves sort of, we've seen a few more scrappy games, but Method were just controlling that game from the start.
Yeah, you say about those first game nerves. I have a theory about that. They've been in London together for a few days, practicing in a LAN environment together, and that makes such a difference going onto a stage like this, because when you play from home, where you're communicating through online, then you end up sitting around, not feeling so motivated, but when you're next to each other, fist bumps, high fives, looking each other in the eyes and saying, that was a sick play, it makes such a difference, and they practiced that, and now they're putting it on stage.
Confidence of looking your teammate in the eye, the loving glare. These are the goals, as you see on your screen here from Magnus. Had a fantastic first game, 4 on the board from him, and as you can see on your screen there, the guys from Method feeling good, Greg. And now let's go to the other side of it. You've lost 6-0 in the first game. What do you say? What do you say to your teammates?
Well, Reason at this point, I hate to say it, are probably used to losing, because this is the 4th game they're probably looking at and saying, it's going to be the toughest one of the tournament, likely, and it's going to be one of those games that you just got to hope that Method don't perform at their best.
And one thing that I wanted to see there, we saw Epic Solutions just in the corner, not the start you want. Sorry, Reason. Magnus carries on his scoring form. It's 1-0. I was going to say, Epic Solutions had a smile on his face, even though they lost 6-0, but that might have been wiped off almost immediately as Magnus continues his tear in this series. His 5th goal of the series already, and within the first 4 seconds, Gregan.
Yeah. Method score as fast as you can say Metsonoris there. Just incredible awareness by them to shoot at the goal. And to be fair to Reason, they must be in such a tough place right now. But you said they're smiling. Perhaps they're just enjoying the experience of playing on stage.
Well, let's hope that they are. Let's hope they can use those smiles to power the ball towards goal a little bit, as we see 2 players here flying in for Reason. A little bit of a double commit there, and that's going to create an opportunity on the break here. Magnus is going to be there to find another goal. 2-0 to Reason Gaming within the first 30 seconds. Metsonoris popping that one off the roof. Magnus up, floats like a butterfly and stings like a bee.
Just hovering in the air, the Metsonoris-Magnus combo, the Finnish pair, known worldwide for how good they are together. Some of the best combinations you see in the world. These guys, there's the members of Infused. We've got Sebadam and Doomsy, another pair that are familiar with the people here at Gfinity. But they're putting a name down to say they are the ones to watch in this tournament.
And it's going to be Metz who pushes that one off the backboard a lot, trying to recycle that one, but it's going to be cleared upfield here by Swosix, but a big touch back towards his teammates there. It's going to be ball retention once again from Method, something that I wanted to point out here. They really are doing a good job of just keeping the ball in their control and making things so difficult as Metsonoris is going to find a lot, looking to push that one down, but here comes the follow-up, and once again, guess who? Guess who? I give you one guess, Gregan, who's going to be finishing that move off.
Magnus.
Method. You got it right, 10 points to Gregan.
And where do we find a lot? On the backboard. I mean, it's at this stage, you're almost thinking, Reason, they've done this 5 times already against you. Try and work out a way to defend it. But it just looks like there's 3 more players on the Method team, because they're everywhere. They just move so fast.
Method really are coming to life in the Elite Series. This is exactly what we expected to see. All of these players came into the Elite Series with a lot of hype behind them, not a lot of LAN experience we can see. They are really putting on a show for us here in week number 4. It's going to be up to Reason to hopefully at least get something on the board. Metsonoris is going to push that one back across. It's going to be a pass across here to Magnus, who's going to get the touch over that player, Epic Solutions. It's Rich Ronde. He's going to be following that one up. Interesting positioning here from Reason. Looks like they are coming pretty hard to try and keep the pressure on the Method side. of the pitch here. It's going to be a lot who's going to get that long clearance in upfield as the demo comes in. 2 players back on the rotation here for Reason, however. So Epic Solutions is going to try and dribble and pop that one past the player, but Metsonoris once again is there. He's too smart to that. A lot is up. Once again looking to find that backboard. Swow6 is going to get the clip.
Yeah, trying to dribble against a team that moves so fast around the pitch like these guys are Method, you've almost got to do your reactive play instantly and expect them to be there 1 step earlier. So if you're going to flick it, you've got to take 1 touch, flick the ball. You'll probably draw in a player. It's tough to know what to do after that. There's 3 of them. They're all going to be covering each other's backs. But the earlier the better with everything you do, the more likely you are to get it past them.
Save does come in there from Rich Ronde. Magnus trying to put a 4th goal in here. Metsonoris is up. Is anyone there for a reason to stop it? They are. They just about managed to scrap that one away. A lot's going to come in with another shot, but that one's not going to be good.
No boost. They've got no boost.
No boost.
You can't do much with no boost, and the reason why Reason Gaming are struggling for boost is because they are seeing the Method team fly in, take shots, grab the boost, leave. Fly in, take shots, grab the boost, leave. That's their process. And it makes it, look, you just watch here. Epic Solutions, shouting out his hair and his name, had no boost.
Tell you who does have some boost left as he falls out of the sky. It's a lot. That's going to be 4-0. Let's break this one down a little bit, see what happened on the replay. It was actually Mets who just popped that one off the roof. A lot coming in, finishing that one off.
He had a full tank of boost, only used a 1/4 of it. He didn't need to worry about it being too faster. Yeah, economical way to score. And it was Mets who just got so high up, dropped that ball in front of the goal. And at this point, we're waiting to see how many goals Method can score. I think that's the real challenge for them now. Can they just outscore the whole competition? Can they get themselves high up on those leaderboards for the highest goals scored by any player? I think it's Magnus who'll be looking to get that.
He certainly will be looking to put his name into that conversation. Snorris going to be trying to find another one. Swow6 does manage to stop it though. And for Reason, we've already seen 1 shutout in the Elite Series. Don't want to call it too early here, Gregan. But without a goal on the board at the moment, Rich Ronde might be able to make the difference, but no. It is going to be Metsonoris with the save there for Method, keeping that clean sheet intact. 1 minute remaining in this game. It's now just a case of how many is it going to be for Method, or can Reason get their first one on the board?
Yeah, the main challenge now for Reason is, can they change up the pressure? Can they show the rest of the teams in the tournament that as the weeks progress, they might be able to take a few games, they might be able to surprise some people? Because now Reason are probably feeling the lowest they can. 4 losses in a row if Method take this. And that's not going to be easy for them to ever even make it into the playoffs at the end of the season. So Reason just need to have some fun now, enjoy the experience, improve, and work out how to be able to score against top teams like Method.
Mongo's going to push this one off the backboard again, but I think we decided to go back on the rotation and give that one up a little bit. Pushing this one back towards the Reason Gaming goal. Again, looks for the pass across the field, but Swow6 going to be there to clean that one up. 8 seconds left on the board. You can see the countdown. Just to 5 seconds to go now. Method are going to go up 2-0 in this series. Can they get another one? Oh, the post denies them.
They can keep it up. Metz is going to try and show us what he's made of in that 0-second moment. Is he going to do it? Oh! Tries to do it the whole way himself, off the backboard to himself, but he got the ghost hit, which means he was that close, fractionally away from putting that one in himself. But Method, just so scary. And it's Metsonoris and Magnus, the combo. 3 assists from Metza, 3 goals from Magnus.
7 goals in 2 games for Magnus. But let's talk about a lot. I know you mentioned him there. He just seems to set up camp on that backboard at the moment. What have Reason got to do to stop this? I know it's easier said than done. You know what's happening. How do they combat this?
They have to bait out situations, and they're probably trying to do this because of the pace of Method. They don't know which ones to challenge. So if you move up onto the ball and be economical with yourself, don't use 50 boost to go challenge something you can't get. Instead, save that boost, force them to try and make a pass, trust the teammate behind you to clean up after it, and then at that point, you take those mid boosts. Force Method to retreat a little bit further. It's a very much long game idea. You're going to have to work hard for about a minute in your own half to get it out. But it's that kind of play style that the defensive teams, we've seen Envious doing very well. He managed to they blocked the goal, Waffle very good with the saves, and then they managed to get those counter-attack plays beautifully because they just smartly take boost in the middle and force them upfield. But is Reason going to be able to do this to get counterattacks themselves? Because they're not going to be able to creatively make it past Method. It's going to be so tough for them to do that. They have to out-defend them and then wait for them to overcommit, and that's when they score. Now,
a very simple question to you, Greg. I'm going to put you on the spot here. Are Reason going to score a goal in this series?
I think if the crowd backs them up enough, I think Reason are going to be able to take a goal. It's got to be.
What are we thinking, guys?
It's got to be backed
on the board
up by that crowd. We're here for Epic Solutions Hair, for Rix Rondé's comedy, and for Swo6 play on the pitch. We shall see it, I believe. Swo6 is going to be the one who scores.
Well, go on then. Let's go. Game number 3 underway. Reason Gaming. Get a goal on the board. Method closed the series out. Very, very excited by this Method lineup. Obviously, coming into this week, their first win was actually last week. We just see that Doink come in.
Gotta call him.
Gotta call him. You gotta call what you see.
Oh, this is good defending. Just waiting for the play to happen and not trying to force it, not trying to jump at anything. And you see, that's gonna be just tough. This Metsonoris is so fast to that ball.
Unbelievable plays from Method here. They really are just showing Reason Gaming how Rocket League should be played. The amount of passes and the positioning, it seems like every time that a chance is created here for the guys on Method, someone is always there to finish. And not just there, applying that finish.
Yeah, ignore the scoreline now if you're Reason Gaming. Ignore your opposition. Think about how you're going to get it past them. So that goal is in front of you. What can you do to draw those blue players out of the way? It doesn't matter who they are. There's always a way to get a player out of your goal. Demo, might try that.
Get aggressive.
Get aggressive, maybe a few passes, we shall see. But that's Reason's challenge now.
Swo6 going to be back here, clearing that one away. Ball once again off the backboard. Looks like another pass is coming across field here. One not quite finding its intended target there. That was Metsonoris once again arriving. Seems like Reason are just desperate to get hold of the ball at the moment. Look at this, double commit there, pushing in.
Even though that was a double commit, it actually worked out in their favour because they got a full-length pinch and it eased a lot of the play into the blue half. And I saw one of the Reason players head over to the corner boost. They're trying to do the right things, it's just they're not at that same speed that Method doing it. But this is a chance. Rix Rondé to the centre.
A lot does get the clear though. My heart's pounding right now for these Reason guys. I want to see them get something on the board. Method obviously just the one game away from taking this series. We see a mid-air demo coming in there, but it's going to be Mognus who pushes that one towards goal, but Epic Solutions is hanging back there. Another shot does come in, but the double save coming in from Epic Solutions. Stepping up defensively in this game for his squad. Snorris going to be dribbling this one upfield. You can see a lot there. Hanging back, looking for that pass across, which wasn't quite executed, but Rix Rondé has a chance here. Swo6 is hanging in the middle, but Mognus does get back at the last second. As you say, Greg, and fantastic defense coming out of him. Another shot does come in. Metsonoris does get that one off the line, though. Finally, Reason are making something happen. But they...
What just happened there?
I'm going to let you talk about that one. I don't really want to talk about that.
I mean, Metsonoris fired a question and said, can you save this? To which Rix went, oh, there's the post. And then flopped a little bit and accidentally sent it in. But as we said, it doesn't matter at this stage. A goal against doesn't mean a goal isn't possible for them. It just resets the match for them. They don't care about the result at this stage. They want to score against Method.
The way to look at it for me is, remember we used to be in the playground when you're about 10 years old.
Oh, there we go!
Yes, it's Epic Solutions finding a solution for Reason. Next goal wins. That's how I see it.
Yeah,
Reason Gaming. Fantastic play for Epic Solutions. Finally getting one on the board for Reason. They've got to be feeling a lot better now. They're going to come off the stage at least with a smile on their face, Gregan.
They changed it up. Rix Rondé saw Metsonoris, got bloodthirsty, went for the demo. Metza had to jump over him and make the save, and that's just a little bit too much for his incredible brain to process. And it is Epic Solutions who sent it to the goal. Now, there's one goal they know they can score. It's a possibility. Now we ask the question, can you get the game? Are we getting greedy? Are we asking too much of this team?
Who knows right now? Reason Gaming, maybe it gives them a little bit of confidence. As Princess Leia said, maybe a bit of hope as well. But, oh, just as I say that, a lot is going to scrub that out. And it's going to be 3-1 to Method. You can see he just beat that player to the ball. I mean, it just falls into the empty net. Method, 3-1 up now, 2 minutes away from closing the series out, Gregan.
I don't know how a lot does it. He just manages to create so much speed on the ball from angles you wouldn't expect. And it did catch Reason off guard. But it is important to note that Method coming into this were considered one of the favorites alongside the starting roster of Envious, which we'll be seeing Remco later on, one of those players. But it was Method everyone expected to win, but they've lost 2 games, 2 matches.
Yeah, and I was going to say, incredibly close series as well, but for we keep talking about how week to week they've got stronger and stronger. It's almost unfortunate they've had to play the likes of Infused already in this tournament, whereas if they were to come up against them maybe today, it could have been a totally different story.
Yeah, for sure. So Method are fighting uphill climb in the whole Elite Series, but this is a sign of excellence for them going forward, and it will be Reason who'll have to put this one in the past, assuming they don't get the reverse sweep now, which I'm sure we're all expecting. But
My money's on it.
Yeah. Great odds. You get a lot back for that.
I like to take a risk, Regan, is all I can say. Epic Solutions going to be challenged there by a lot. The ball is up and hovering around.
Oh, that's going towards the goal! And that's going to be another goal!
Second goal on the board! The dream is alive for Reason Gaming! Can they get level here?
Swo6 here, just reading his teammate's save, sends it the length of the pitch, Method caught off guard, and they're back within 1 goal.
1 goal. Reason Gaming to get level with Method here. Ooh, if they can take this game, I mean, stranger things have happened, Gregan.
Yeah, you got to remember you get points if you can take 2 games. Method, the only team so far to have taken a series to a game 5 against Infused in that week 2. And it does put them in a slightly stronger position because their 4 points is different to having just the 3 of the other teams who've sustained 1 loss.
A lot once again putting that one off the backboard, and Magnus!
Beautiful.
Back to reality here for Reason Gaming. Once again, the duo, a lot finding that backboard. Magnus there, once again with the finish, finds that top corner, just slots that one home. Method 4-2. It looks like those 2 goals just woke him up a little bit there. It seems like every time Reason have got on the board, it's been an immediate response here from Method. Maybe just a case of them taking their foot off the gas a little bit.
Potentially, but you gotta say well done to Reason. Being on stage, sustaining about 10 goals into their own net, and to come back and score a few for themselves, smiling as well. And they are happy that they're on this stage, but it is going to be Method, who despite the emotionless faces they always present, they'll be feeling good.
They are stone cold killers in this series. Magnus as well, I think. It's his 2nd goal of this game. That's his 9th goal of the series already.
Was that a smile? There was a little bit of a raise of the cheeks.
Keep your eye on the bottom left of your screen. No, I don't think it was. I think we've given him too much credit there. There wasn't a smile. He's a stone cold killer.
It was an illusion.
5-2 here, Method. Looking for another one as well. Magnus looking for his 3rd hat-trick in as many games. Epic Solutions going to clear this one downfield. Swo6!
Beautiful!
Another one here for Reason Gaming. 18 seconds left on the clock.
That's actually a wonderful goal.
That is
like,
a fantastic
genuinely,
goal.
that is the matching Method's ability there. Saying we can score in such fashion. And these players do play at the higher level. They play on ladder, they're Grand Champ level, and they experience these kind of plays. But it's the fact that Method can just score so many more of them. 3 goals would normally win you a game. But when you're against Method, it has to be 5, 6, 7. Who knows how much you have to score to outplay. And Magnus, he's got his hat-trick.
There's a smile. I saw it. I saw the smile. I saw the smile. We have that recorded on camera. We'll be using that in the future to prove that that man is not a robot. But Method, 6-3 up here. Magnus playing like a robot at this point. 3 goals in the first game for him, 4 goals in the second game, and 3 goals here. But Swo6 finds another one.
Hat-trick for Swo6.
Hat-trick for Swo6. Let's make a little bit of noise in the crowd for Swo6 here. That's a hat-trick for him.
They love this man.
Left.
Yeah, Magnus trying to half flip to get that ball away, but Swo6 with his mind control forced the ball in.
Using the force.
Yeah, you said Princess Leia believes in them. There is only hope. But it will be Method who takes the game anyway, and that will be the series. 3-0 Method. Reason put up a fight in that final game there, but it will just be the upper class of the Method team that takes the series.
Method definitely putting a statement down this week. Every single week that we see them, every single player on this team, Metsonoris, Magnus, and a lot, stepping up to the plate, getting stronger and stronger. Reason Gaming. Things are looking difficult for them right now, but definitely entertaining us and the crowd in that final game. Swo6 making things happen for his squad, but let's talk about Method. 3-0 to them, 2nd win in 2 weeks for them. How do you see them progressing as this tournament goes on?
They're just going to get better and better. They've arguably got the toughest game out of the way with Infused in that 2nd week. And as they go forward, and they might meet them again in the playoffs, I think it's going to be a different story. Method are just turning themselves into Lamb Boys. They love it here now.
And that's so difficult to do. That is so difficult to do. As you've previously mentioned, so easy to play in the comfort of your own home. A cup of tea there, you know, with a slice of pizza on the side, and you get a little bit hungry, but in this environment here, you cannot make mistakes. You can't play game after game after game after game on the ladders. You've just got to get into the game and perform, and that was so impressive, especially in this game one that we saw, where they just came out on fire.
Yeah, Method really making a statement as to why they are considered the best. Before the tournament, everyone said it. Method are here to fight now. And it is that experience they're getting together. They've now played a lot in person. We mentioned how important that is. Even if they don't show much emotion, it's just that feeling of camaraderie that they are starting to form. And you just see the mechanics that they're producing on stage. The air rolling, which is a button that tends to get more underused as people perform under pressure, because it's such a fine motor movement that they don't bring it in when there's that pressure. But you saw there, Magnus using it beautifully. The shots, skimming the crossbar, everything like that is what you want to see in a team performing well.
And something which is very interesting here to compare a team like Method, who just seem to be finishing every single one of their chances.
I like that.
Hey, it's like I know what I'm talking about. Against the team that we've seen like Endpoint, who maybe have created those chances but haven't quite finished them. You can see what happens in the league table. You know, Method now find themselves, I know we've got games to come, but they're currently sitting second now after that win.
Yeah, and there'll be ones to watch in the future. But I think that's it for the Method versus Reason. I want to hear what Tom and the boys want to say on the desk.
Tom and the boys, we're over here in the panel test. I like the double point there from onset. That was cheeky. I want more of that. Great game, Shogun, Johnny Boy. You know, it came down to the last game. It was brilliant. The audience were really rooting for Reason to get that goal. They finally got it. Epic Solutions, brilliant game, but just not enough. They tried to throw the kitchen sink, but then they left themselves exposed at the back.
Yeah, it's going to happen sometimes. I expected that game one, or that game three, to be what game one was going to look like. I thought they would just go all in on attack and probably end up conceding a lot. And with the accuracy that Method showed today, they're not going to lose. We saw Magnus there. Every shot, top bins, top corner. You can't save those. It
was like watching England in a sort of big tournament, or my team Southampton in the League Cup against Man United this year. I just was just cheering. I was cheering and I was cheering and I wanted more goals. And then Swosix got a hat-trick. That was beautiful for him. That'll give him enough confidence to go forward, though, won't it?
Certainly is, especially with the position they're in right now. It's actually very important for the individuals to get very good performances, because they need to be able to go, all right, the results didn't go our way, but I played really good. So they might be able to get themselves into decent positions in the future. But speaking of Method,
yeah, brilliant.
Those two first games, I've never seen such one-sided games that I still watched and just went, you know, I need to keep watching, because they were so entertaining with the way that they set up their play. Best offense currently in Europe, in my opinion. Just so much fun to watch.
Indeed. Now, you mentioned him earlier. I called him the keyboard player. He's more than that. He's a vital cog in that the trio. We're going to welcome him down to the panel right now. We have got A-Lot joining us. Hey, buddy. Come on in, man. Come on in. A-Lot joining us. I went for a handshake. I feel stupid now. Listen, A-Lot, congratulations on that result. Must feel very happy with that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Feels very good, I guess. I mean, I only played 1 week before this, so feels good.
Yeah, and you got a cheeky little goal towards the third game. That must have been nice. Did you do a fist, sort of bop in the air? Was there like a bit of this going on?
Well, Magnus likes to troll, so he always does that awkward, like... I don't know. Yeah. No, I do those goals.
Have you informed him that no one goes for high fives in tournaments?
Well, this was the goal. I mean, high fives or no high fives, look at the goal. Scoring from different angles. Were you happy with your play today as a team?
Yeah, for sure. 100%. Sure.
Did you expect more of a fight coming out from Reason?
No.
Oh.
I mean, on paper we should win, so yeah.
One thing I actually do really want to speak to you guys about is because you've been posting on social media about how much you guys are playing in the same area together, just how much you guys are really grinding out. Do you feel like you guys are starting to find the results now for the effort that you are putting in?
Yeah, I mean, we played, I think, in 2 weeks, I think we played like 10 to 12 tournaments.
Yeah.
I won 6 out of them, I think.
Yeah.
It's pretty decent, but yeah.
Decent, he says.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
We heard from Onset and Greg, and they were talking about you may face Infused again. That'll be a bit of a grudge match. You want to play them, get that win against them. Are they the next team you're really looking forward to flexing the muscles, where you might have a bit of a challenge?
Yeah, it's going to be a challenge, but hopefully we're going to take them. We played them online all the time, and we always beat them every time. But.
Well, online doesn't count here, mate.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. Hey, look, what have been the highlight? Was it nice having the audience here cheering you along?
Well, I mean, every time they scored, it was like in the entire arena blew up. But yeah, it feels nice, yeah.
Yeah. Was there anything else from the play from Method that they could tweak, perhaps, or maybe improve on that A-Lot could jot down now? I'll give them a piece of paper.
I just want to know, playing like that, do you think Envy are going to pose any threat if they bring along Remco again, or maybe Devo when you face them? Is that going to be easy peasy as well?
Well, of course, Devo and Remco, they're gods, so I don't know. It could go either way, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, they're really good.
Must-win matches now, though, with middle of the table being, I think, the place you're going to finish today, probably top 4, with 2 wins, 2 losses overall, but 3 games left. It's game time for Method.
Yeah, we've got to win every single... Well, we plan to win every single series from now on. So.
My last question to you is, obviously, we're looking at this right now. Who out of these top 4, if you can get yourself into top 4, who would you want to play first? Who would be the easiest game for you guys?
Infused.
Infused? Ooh. Oh, I like that, buddy.
Hey, look, looking at your stats there, 3 goals, 4 assists, and saves. So potentially you could improve on saves. Ease back on the assists, more goals perhaps, or are you happy with those stats today?
Well, Magnus is always the defensive god. I'm just passing, as you saw it in my assists. And, well, both Mets and Magnus are great shooters, so I guess I did my part in that game.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of goals away, just 7 from Magnus. He was on fire today.
Yeah, he was.
And his goal-to-shot ratio, 58.8%. That is the sort of form that he will want to take into the Elite Series as the tournament goes on. I mean, some of the goals he was scoring.
Yeah, he even said on stage that this PC felt better than the one at home, so...
So he wants to take it home with him.
So if we could check with security that Magnus does not leave with that computer, we'd appreciate that. It seemed very easy in the first 2 games, scoring fantastic goals from all different angles. What about that 3rd game? Did you lose concentration a little bit, or did they change their tactics?
I think they got warmed up, but I don't know. We still kept playing the normal way, but I kept whiffing all the time the 3rd game, so I don't know. They did play well.
And to explain, what is whiffing, Shogun?
Whiffing is just simply when you go to hit the ball, you don't hit the ball.
Okay, so you're
I do that all the time.
Tactical missing, maybe.
Yeah, pretty much.
And some of the play that you had, the link-up play, would come off the backboard once. At moments, I'd be like, Method have missed this. This was an open goal. And then you're just laying it back off. Do you practice that a lot, the play?
Yeah, I do that all the time. I think Magnus and Mets, I get really annoyed at me that I do it, but I guess in this series it worked out very well. So
yeah. Well, it's a pleasure to have Method as part of the Elite Series. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
What we're going to do right now is throw up to Yasmin, who has one of the losing players, Reason Without, I believe, it's Epic Solutions.
I do indeed. I've got Swastix and Epic Solutions, and I know it was a loss today. However, we got some points on the table. Yes.
Yes.
I mean, be a bit more excited about it. Yes. No.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, it's nice to score some goals against Method. So.
They're a hard team. They're a hard team, and it's better than not scoring any goals. So we're in the 4th week now. What have you guys been doing to train, get those points? What were the tactics this week when you were training?
Tactics, well, we practiced and we had a tactic to literally just clear the ball to Rix, and he was going to shoot it in the goal. Okay. And it never worked.
Epic Solutions is going to ask you, because you've come in with a fighting talk before. Who do you think was the weakest link on the team today for Team Method?
I'll probably say Metzer, to be honest.
He's usually the star of the show, but he didn't have his lucky hat today, did he?
No, that was the losing factor for him.
How many hours are you guys putting in whilst you're training at the moment?
Well, we're doing like quite a few tournaments each week, so it adds up.
Okay. Average, what, 10, 15, more, plus 20?
It's like 6 hours a day, I guess.
Okay.
But sometimes we play like solo, not with each other, so I do about 30 hours a week, maybe.
And it's obviously working, so we've got some goals today. Next week, you've got Infused. not gonna lie, that's probably gonna be the toughest match, right?
Yeah.
How are we gonna go in? What's the mind frame gonna be? We're gonna have positive mental attitude.
Just have fun. So we're the underdogs, you know. We're here, we're trying, we're seeing how well we can put up against the pros. So it's just, we're having fun and yeah, just.
You did get some goals today. What was your favourite goal that you managed to score?
I guess it was the redirect. I think it was you that passed it to me and I just redirected into the goal. But also the one where he passed it on that goal line and it went flying straight into their goal. But
So a highlight for you today then?
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, like I said, I know you guys lost today. However, you did very well. We've got some points on the table finally, and we're going to go into week 5 feeling good, feeling great, yeah?
Yep.
Thanks so much for chatting to us, guys. Back to you, Tom.
Thank you very much. It's all about positive mental attitude. Reason, boys, I've got your backs on this. I'm hoping they get that result against Infuse. Listen, we are going to take a short break now, but when we come back, we'll be talking all about Endpoint versus Epsilon Match 2. Hopefully, Endpoint can get their scoring boots on, or driving stick, or driving wheel, or you know what I mean. We'll be back in a minute.